overwhelmed by clutter and don't know where to start? Well, I'm here to help you. I'm Kerry the Clutter Whisperer, and I've worked with hundreds of people in their homes helping to liberate them from their clutter. I'm going to show you 5 things that you could declutter today, any or all of, and it's also an example of Snowball Decluttering, which is where you start with something small that you can manage and then you gradually gain momentum as you gain confidence. So the 5 things we're going to use today are examples of Snowball Decluttering, and I'm also talking you through the sane way to declutter. SANE stands for sometimes, always, never, exit. So if you use something all the time, obviously that's something you would keep. A sometimes item, a bit more of a question, but a never item, when you know that you have never worn it, never used it, or never liked it, that can exit. So let's get on with the actual how we do it. So seasonal declutter, we're coming out of winter in the southern hemisphere and into spring, and the opposite in the northern hemisphere. So jumpers is something, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you can have a look at. I have worn this jumper a lot, so this is staying. When I asked sometimes, always, never with this one, either I changed shape or it changed shape, but I stopped wearing it because I just didn't feel good in it anymore. So I'm not going to pack it away. For next year, I'm going to donate it. The other thing you can look at, item 2, are hats. So as I said, I'm coming out of winter. I've worn this hat a lot. No one's worn this hat. But it is a warm hat and it will keep someone's head warm. So this is a never item and it too is going to be donated. This one's slightly different. Again, you might be looking at your summer hats. I wore this last weekend when I was away, and I basically felt it was very tired and it wasn't doing its job. So I've had it for 15 years. I won't donate it. I don't think I can repurpose it, but it's exiting one way or another. So the third item I've got, and the thing that so many of my clients have, is crafting materials. So you could, if you're a keen crafter, go into your projects that you've started but haven't finished yet and ask yourself, why haven't I finished it? Is it because I've fallen out of love with the project? Is it because I actually never got into the project? Or is it something I even forgot I had? So if you can go through your craft materials and do an inventory and really be tough with the projects you're keeping because you're going to continue and the projects you're not. A crafter said to me that crafting is really 2 things. It's actually doing the crocheting, knitting, tapestry, and it's also buying all the resources for those crafts. So what you need to do in your Snowball Decluttering is just start with the projects that you started but haven't finished. Make some decisions on those and focus on the projects that you do want to finish. Okay, back to wardrobes, which is a big item for many of my clients. Again, it is really coming out of summer into autumn. What have you worn in your summer? And in basically the same for us winter is looking at your clothes, jeans, and saying, what have I worn, what have I not worn? Sometimes, always, never, exit. Many people have scarves. Again, same thing. Sometimes, always, never, exit. Both of these things are always for me. Almost there. Miscellaneous. I got these from a miscellaneous store in a recent declutter. Pasta necklace. Any miscellaneous things you see lying around that don't have a home and don't have a meaning, then you can get rid of them. The last thing you need to declutter is the most important of all, and that is your mind. Because books are for reading, clothes are for wearing, shoes are for wearing, toys are for playing with, and life is for living. So with that in mind, I wish you luck.